Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on a recent announcement, and I have to give credit to IGN because they were the first one to reveal this game, and that is coming this fall of 2021, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So for people who don't know what it is, well, it's their own version of a Super Smash Bros. Clone. Yes, sorry, Super Smash Bros. The first one that did it. So a lot of people did try and attempt it, and unfortunately didn't do so good. Maybe this one is going to be a bit better because I was watching other people with the reaction, and they say the developer behind this game is actually good. That they actually able to emulate what Super Smash Bros. So that combined with Nickelodeon, which especially everybody international to some extent, but Western grew up with Nickelodeon because I knew some of this IP that they introduced.
The only reason why I recognize most of these characters is that, well, believe it or not, there's actually a website called Snafu-comics, and there's an artist by the name of Bleedman that kind of did a fan fiction with a lot of characters from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. And then when I saw that design that he did, it was pretty cool to a point that it made me say, okay, I'm going to try watching some of these Nickelodeon shows such as Invader Zim. I watched some of it, Real Monster, Rugrat, believe it or not. But the one I actually mostly watch and kind of like what Miles 923 did is Ren and Stimpy. Not really my childhood, but just something that's mostly I watch from Nickelodeon. And that's the reason why most of them I know. Same goes with Fairy Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, to some extent there.
So for that one, I'm like, that's gonna be interesting. And the best part also is that it seemed that the people behind this game, they're trying to make it competitive because one, apparently there's a feature called Wave Dash, which is I have no idea what that is. Second is apparently they're gonna implement rollback netcode, so good online there. So a possibility and an alternative to Super Smash Bros. Or Ultimate, because if you know what's happening with that game, well, it's gonna come to a close. Sakurai himself already mentioned that, hey, look, push comes to shove, I'm done with this game. So I mean, you can't really do anything about it. It is what it is. The guy needs rest. The guy's been doing Super Smash Bros. For a freaking long time. I kind of felt sorry for him. I know the game is good. He put a lot of heart and passion, but at the same time, like, you know, come on, we're like people. He's just human, and the guy needs rest. He needs a vacation. Well, that's my opinion, but that'll be a different story there. So anyway, they showed the trailer, and they have a lot of interesting characters that's going to be in the game, such as, of course, SpongeBob. When you think about SpongeBob, that's Nickelodeon. They also have TMNT, the Ninja Turtles. And the interesting part is that the Ninja Turtles are based on the 80s rather than the Nickelodeon. So that's kind of worth noting there. And of course, they even have some newer ones such as Lincoln Loud and his sister Lucy Loud. And yeah, it's one of the newer Nickelodeon. So the people that watch the reactions like, who is this? Yeah, it kind of makes sense because I only heard about it because one, I was watching Power Ranger Nickelodeon, I see the commercial. Two, a guy that I follow on the internet, Mike Maverick, loves the Loud Family show. So again, that's why I sort of knew it. They also have somebody from Rugrat, Reptar, so that dinosaur that Tommy Pickles like. Yeah, so I'll talk about Tommy Pickle later on. And they even have Danny Phantom, which is, yeah. And then, of course, somebody that people grew up from Ren and Stimpy, Powdered Toast Man, that superhero. Oh my gosh. So they actually have Nickelodeon IP from way like in the 90s all the way to 2020. So, I mean, that's kind of wide range of timeline there. So I have to admit, that's pretty good there. So with that, of course, IGN said that, yeah, it's not going to be just the characters you saw in the game. They're actually going to be more. And if you look at the box art, the leaked one, and of course, on the trailer, you saw some of the stages. chances are there's gonna be just makes sense they're gonna add in such as Aang and Korra from Avatar. It just makes sense there. Jimmy Neutron probably gonna make sense because he is widely popular. Another one is Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. And then talking about Rugrats, probably gonna say not so much with Rugrats because they're babies. I mean, fighting babies. I mean, maybe fighting babies. But for me personally, I think it's more of they're gonna do is they're gonna have the Rugrat cast, but it's gonna be based on their spin-off show, which is All Grown Up. Which for people who don't know, it's a time skip where the Rugrats are finally like in junior high, but they're in school. And yeah, the parents can finally talk to them because the whole point with Rugrat is that they're on their own world, so the adults don't know they're talking, and vice versa. Only like certain toddlers, such as Angelica and Chucky, I think to some extent, and not a Rugrats fan there. So anyway, that's a possibility there. Some more popular one, I would say, makes sense adding in, and I'm probably gonna say at one point Power Ranger because remember they used to be with Nickelodeon, but of course if you heard now in 2021 that Hasbro bought the Power Ranger, and from what I understand is that they are starting to part ways with Nickelodeon. So I mean it is what it is. For me it's a good thing. I know for some maybe like that'd be awesome, Power Ranger and the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But again, business wise, it's still probably a possibility, but who knows. So thoughts about the game: if you have rollback netcode and you're trying to emulate Super Smash Bros. Because of the developer, then you probably have a high potential that this will be a good alternative to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially it's going to be on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and they say potentially also going to be on PC, but no concrete proof. Heck, it's also going to be on the Switch. But the bottom line is, it's multi-platform versus Super Smash Bros. Ultimate only in the Switch, and of course, as of right now, because of the pandemic, the netcode that game has is piss poor. I mean, Sakurai said he couldn't implement rollback because he doesn't understand or it doesn't work with Smash. I don't know about that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, it is netcode rollback because if that is the default, a lot of people are gonna support this game there. So, with that, I said about the common popular character that makes us going to be in it. Like I said, Rugrats as all grown up version, the teenager, you know what I mean there. Of course, like I said, Aang and Korra. So who else, in my opinion, sort of that would be nice to be in the game? So this is just my pick, not really my personal pick, but this is like kinda I want to put them in the game because here's another thing. Before even I continue, there have been others Smash clones, such as I've already talked about PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. Of course, you know what, after that game had potential. The game mechanic was weird, lack of characters. Like I said, if you can't get the good ones, have quantity, just put adding in Sony IP. It's gonna make up for it. But again, they didn't do that. They went with quality over quantity, which kind of makes sense, but again, didn't work. Another one people don't know is that Cartoon Network did their own version called Cartoon Network Explosion for the 3DS, and then there was a console version for the PS3 360 with the same title. They just added Excel. Unfortunately, the game only had 26 characters. They were lacking a lot of Cartoon Network characters such as Ed, Ed and Eddie, Cow and Chicken, which is Cartoon Network, Courage, the Cowardly Dog. There are a lot more, but Generation Rex, there you go. And yeah, so they kind of missed the boat there. So what I'm trying to say for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is right now you got a lot of variety of characters from different timelines. From the 90s, early 20s, and now in the late 2020. So the key here, and I'm going to say the same thing, is remember, Nickelodeon is not the same as Smash Bros. Or Nintendo characters. Video game wise, they're sort of lower in the popularity. Sorry, but that's just what it is. So I'm trying to say there is add more characters, have a lot of characters in the game. Don't just end with like just 20 or at least go for 30 tops at least, because I know they're building it from the ground up versus Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is 5 version of the game already, so kind of makes sense why in the 5th one everyone is here. But in the case with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, start at least with 30 minimum and then work from there with DLC. Hopefully free, because again, like I said, it depends on how the game goes. Add more Nickelodeon IP, people can enjoy it. So this type of game, you might want to have quantity over quality, just saying there. So with that said, what are the other characters that kind of make sense? I think, in my opinion, that should be in it. So I already said Aang, Korra, Jimmy Neutron. So the other ones I think should make sense is one, Cat and Dog. Again, I know it's with the cat and dog. One cat in the end, the dog's the other end. But Cat and Dog, good cartoon. I did see some of the episode. They grew up with it. A lot of people also said they wanted to see Angry Beaver. He can be the ice climber of the game. Let's see, Ren and Stimpy, but I think they are in the game. It makes sense there. Robot and Monster, probably another ice climber situation. It's a weird series, 3D, and just like a robot teams up with Monster in the universe. Whatever. Another one is Very Odd Parents. And it can be Timmy, that's the main character, teams up with the very odd parents there, and they can do some weird magic, whatever. Also, kind of makes sense in my opinion is they should put in the cast from Rocket Power, which is they're like kids that do extreme sports like skateboard, skating, and surfing. So kind of makes sense there. Another one that kind of makes sense is, and then push got to shove, and some people even said, and why not? Why not? Have also some characters from Nick Jr. Yeah, that's gonna be weird, but add some characters from Nick Jr. such as, well, Blue's Clue, the blue dog. Another one that people said, and I kind of agree, is Dora and Diego. Yeah, so have Dora, but not like the toddler version or the kid version. Because there's a version which is a bit grown up. Again, the only reason I'm saying this is it's kind of weird. Like you have, even though it's fictional, kids brawling other kids. Like, I don't know, but I mean, heck, if you're putting in Blue's Clues or whatever. But yeah, Dora and Diego. Why not another dynamic duo? Another one that I said was, and I know people are gonna probably get pissed a bit. Paw Patrol, especially say you have that human kid and he's gonna be like a Pokemon trainer and he can summon different dogs. So that one, and so I mean there's more I can think of. But then some people even say why not even go further by adding some live action people. So for me, I say yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's gonna be interesting. The only problem is, now you're using real actors, likely. The problem with that one is you gotta pay them to some extent, unless you say it's okay. But let's just say for the sake of wish list that, you know what, they allow it. So for me personally, some of the live action Nickelodeon show that you should try to put it in. So such as one, iCarly, that actress. So I don't know what she's gonna do because I never heard of it, but that's a Nickelodeon show. What about Clarissa Explains It All? Sabrina, actress. Henry Danger. Why not Henry Danger there? So again, I have no idea what it is, but whatever. And then the big one for me is, I know people are gonna say yes or no. Kenan and Kel. That's it. Just Kenan and Kel. And their gimmick is that they can turn to their other character that on the show, like All That or Kenan and Kel show. I can't remember, but I don't really follow them much, but they are popular. So maybe their default costume for Kenan and Kel is that they dress like the employee from Good Burgers, and then maybe Kenan can turn into Pierre Escargot and then just spew weird French word, and then kind of be like Phoenix Wright. You have those words, and it just hits on the enemy. Again, I don't know. I'm just making this up. And maybe the best part, Kenan again as Super Dude Or heck, why not just put in Super Dude as a character himself? Why not there? So Super Dude, of course, you know his kryptonite is dairy, but again.
But the biggest one, maybe I hope, and this very, very obscure character, maybe make it possible to be in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and that is this character here. Mikey from Nick Arcade. Yeah, so it's a game show about video games, and if you grew up in the 90s, then you know what the show is. The AVG actually talked about it. The gist of it is, it's a game show that it's sort of a competitive scene before like what esports is, and there's a lot of legit game they do, especially series actually showed the prototype for Sonic the Hedgehog, so that was actually shock. In the trivia question part, you get to control this character named Mikey, and I mean, whatever. I mean, it's like one of those, like you go to a square and then you see what happens. I mean, I don't know. It's so long time ago. But the bottom line is, it would be interesting if this character, Mikey, be in the game. Maybe he'll do some sort of video game reference move. I don't know. I'm just saying there. So, I mean, you got to have this licensed cartoon, but why not Mikey?
You know, but the point is, you could have a lot of Nickelodeon IP. Why not put him there? Like I said, for the live action one, yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but, you know, why not there? And then the funny part, and I was talking to some of my friends about this, that maybe the bad guy here, or the boss, is, I hate to give this guy prop, but he had a Nickelodeon show, and the actor's name is Lucas, and if you know him, yes, he's Fred. So I was gonna say that maybe Fred's gonna be the ultimate bad guy for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So it's like, you know, Master Hand or Crazy Hand, or heck, even Polygon Man for PlayStation All-Star. So in Nickelodeon, maybe Fred is the bad guy because his movies are Nickelodeon exclusive. But again, and maybe another character I'm just put in here, and why not? Lucas played this character, and it's Marvin, a weird, crazy alien. And I don't watch the show, but I just saw the commercial. So there you go. So my thoughts about it, it's gonna be interesting, and the characters that I put on like a sort of a wish list that makes sense, or I just want to be in the game. Well, you know what? We'll just have to wait and see if they're gonna actually go that far. So that is my thoughts on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It has potential because, like I said, the developer kind of know about the Smash Brother element, and if they actually net code rollback, then they're good there. So those are my thoughts. And with that, I'll see you guys later.